Hey, what's up, benefit friends? Got a video here for you today. How to improve benefits, save your customers money, and increase revenue or commissions for you. Is it possible to do all three? You'll see. So before we go too far, I just want to point something out to you. CFOs feel powerless when it comes to healthcare spending. The costs are out of control. I've heard anywhere from 15 to 18,000 per year is the health insurance cost now for companies, and I'm sure that includes employee contributions as well. But seriously, it is things are getting out of hand. So we got to provide solutions that address.
Clearly, there's a disconnect with such great disparity in value offered, provided by the employers, and really the ability of the employees to access and utilize the healthcare benefits in the most effective manner. They have this powerful employee benefits package, yet they understand almost nothing about it. Listen, everybody has access to the same carriers, the same products, the same vendors. If you want to compete, you have to differentiate. Brokers quote, consultants bring change. They bring impact and they bring transformation. Not just the company, but by impacting the people within the companies. This is how you leave your mark. So without further ado, I'm going to share a case study with you. Mid to large municipality in North Carolina. They wanted to educate employees on disease management, on-site clinic, new PBM, and a consumer-driven or high-deductible health plan. It had an HRA and an FSA. Here's some of the employee feedback. We had an employee that said, "Thank you so much. I finally understand it." Another person said, "I just chose what the other guys in the shop told me to choose." Another employee said, "They just saved me $3,000 as they left the room." We had tears, literally people crying, hugs and high fives. So here are the enrollment results. We had a 100% increase in CDHP adoption, that's high deductible health plan adoption, from year one engagement with employees, and literally over $1 million in savings. So the breakdown on the savings, the employees actually saw $2,115 on average savings from their premium savings and their out-of-pocket costs. Feedback from HR was great. The consultant said they were blown away by the employee feedback. One comment was, "This is the best enrollment experience we've had in 20 years." BeneLearn involves employee benefits education, promotion, group education, individual engagement, and obviously the decision support technology. It's communications education, guidance, or advocacy powered by technology. Unfortunately, people are stretched and not secure. According to this Bank of America study, 75% of employees do not feel in control of their financial situations. With BeneLearn, they know what each plan will cost them, how it's going to impact them. We're talking premiums, out-of-pocket costs, any employer incentives like HRAs, FSAs, and HSAs. You name it. If your plan includes it, these employees will know exactly how it affects them and their personal financial situation. With a clear picture, employees are truly able to make an educated decision and begin to take control of their finances. Aside from the financial impact, we're going to talk about why it works. There are really some deeper dynamics that come into play. Individual meetings are voluntary versus the high-pressure employer-mandated sessions. It's focused on individual needs. It's a service mindset, and really using an uninterested third party has impact as well. When you're Providing guidance and advice and not selling product, true empowerment happens. Employees have new information to make health decisions, not just financial decisions. And this brings confidence. So we're talking about physical, financial well-being, peace of mind. This is a very personal and confidential process, which creates trust and a bond that leads to extremely powerful conversations. This is a recent study from MetLife that says employees crave knowledge from trusted sources. 84% value at least one of these sources effective. And we're talking one-on-one meetings, group meetings, phone consultations. In a day and age where you can find information at your fingertips in just seconds, people still want an advisor. It's the opportunity to reinforce those things that are important to the employer. We're promoting healthy choices, proper access and utilization of care. People don't avoid care when they understand the costs, even on a high deductible health plan. Many employees don't even realize that wellness, preventive care, EAPs, counseling, on-site clinics can be accessed and used at no direct cost to the employee. But when it clicks, they are so excited. Employee well-being leads to physical, financial, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This is when productivity comes in. The absenteeism goes down. Turnover goes down. And the best part is the employees become stakeholders once they understand it. They actually become consumers when they understand the numbers. They have skin in the game. They pay attention to the numbers. And this obviously helps the employer contain costs. Here's a recent study from PricewaterhouseCoopers on financial stress and the bottom line. 47% of employees say missing work occasionally or productivity was impacted. 50% spending greater than 3 hours a week on personal financial issues. And one of the most important statistics is 35% say their health has been impacted by their financial worries. Supplemental health, life insurance, disability, identity theft, these are financial products. They provide financial security and peace of mind for employees. It serves as sort of a safety net in addition to the medical. Sometimes employees have to take off work to care for spouses or children, and this money pays direct to them in that scenario. With the money paid direct to the employees, they can spend it however they see fit. I had a bus manufacturer employee, child actually of an employee fell asleep at the wheel. That employee told me they took unpaid leave to hold the child's hand in the hospital. This would never have been covered by a disability benefit, and PTO can only last so long. That family was paid over $25,000. So there was no financial stress for them. Another story, we had a factory worker that was diagnosed with cancer. He needed money to travel to a special treatment center. And the beauty is he was able to get the best treatment in the world. Without supplemental cancer critical illness coverage, he wouldn't have had the money. He told me it gave him additional time to live, time with his wife, his kids, and to get right with God. Truly impactful. These are not like traditional health insurance. Again, they pay the employees, they give them additional funds so they don't miss a beat. So here's another study from Prudential. This is the amount of time employees spent on benefit decisions. So 79% of employees spend less than 2 hours, 32% 1 to 2 hours, 24% 30 to 59 minutes, and 23% just spend under 30 minutes on their benefit decisions. This is part of the problem. Okay, so obviously an opportunity here. 80% of CFOs feel they have no control over healthcare spending, and the expense is headed towards $14,000 per employee. So this is clearly ammunition that can be used with your clients and prospects. If you haven't figured it out, VB is the funding mechanism to fuel the change the employers want. These carriers and the commissions from the products sold will cover the additional services, technology, plus create additional revenue for your firm. Now, how we're different is we help you. Again, we want to help you build your practice, and that's what we do. To affect change, you got to become outcome driven. Impact the employees and you impact the organization. Deliver results for HR and you're further embedded. I've had people tell me they could never get rid of you. You do too much for them. Those of you just selling voluntary benefits, you've completely missed the boat. Healthcare is the main thing. Quoting or moving numbers around, you're going to be left behind. Healthcare and benefits is typically the second or third largest budget item for these businesses. So, you've got to impact the bottom line. If you can impact the bottom line for the C-suite and ownership, you're going to have a seat at the table for a long time. Think for a minute about why you're in this business. What drives you? What will you leave behind when you're gone? You focus on change and outcomes for the good of all concerned. You're going to fulfill your business and your personal mission and purpose. When your objectives align with those of your client, everyone wins. Teddy Roosevelt said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." It's a different way of thinking, but it's extremely beneficial long term if you make this change. And we want to help you. Brokers, if that means building a team focused on voluntary benefits and enrollment, or just improving existing relationships, that's fine. VB specialists, if you want to build more effective offers to your clients and to your prospective agents or even brokers, wonderful. Maybe you're an HR director looking for ways to impact the bottom line. I can't tell you how many times I've heard HR people frustrated because they really don't have a seat at the table. Become a profit center or a cost containment expert for the organization and watch your star rise. You will have more attention than you can imagine from upper management. Okay, next question. How do I make money? This is a really good question. So some of it's obvious. Number one, you compete. Quite honestly, you bring value, you bring transformation. The profession is risk management, right? So helping companies get control of those costs is huge. But let me connect the dots. So every time an employee saves money, that increases their spendable income. So in our case study, I think the average person saved $2,115 a piece. So that's additional income that can be spent on other products. Obviously, that generates additional commissions. Steve Jobs once said, "Everyone here has a sense that right now is one of those moments when we're influencing the future." And that's how I feel about our company, our capabilities, BenAlearn, and what we're able to do. Like I said earlier, we saved one client over $1 million just on a few hundred employees. I want to work with those of you that get it and truly want to have an impact and affect change. I'm offering a 30 to 60 minute one-on-one session. If you want to be part of disrupting this current system, if you're sick of the status quo, watching the costs continue to escalate without explanation, this call's for you. If you're trying to grow, catch up, add value, compete with the big boys, or just looking for a new approach, I'd love to talk to you. If you'd like to schedule a call, this is going to be a strategy session. I want you to understand it's going to be a lot about your business, and that's going to help me understand if it's a fit for us. But I do promise you to provide some guidance that'll help you whether it is or not. I do think that's part of our mission, is to help others. I did this for a Fortune 500 company, consulted state and territory directors on their numbers and, helped them grow massive organizations. I had a $500 million territory at one point. So I assure you the time will be well spent if you schedule a call. Again, I'd love to help, love to see if it's a fit, and we'll tell you more about our offer if it is. I hope this time's been beneficial. I hope you feel you've learned something today. I do sincerely appreciate your time. And even if you don't schedule a call, I wish you the very best. It's a great time in this industry. I think we really do have great opportunity to impact change. And anyway, thanks again, and we wish you the best. Bye-bye.